Okay, so the next thing we want to look at is long-term care Medicaid, and it has three tests. Now, the first test is there a medical need? And this is a real important question when we get to the question about in-home care. Now, we've seen all kinds of cases where people would ask about in-home care. My mom needs help in her home. Well, that might be true, but before Medicaid would pay for it, they want to know if there's really a medical need. So sometimes hear people say, "Well, I had a call just the other day. My son is weak. He's on dialysis. He's not very strong, and so we need somebody to come into and clean his trailer twice a week." Well, okay, that's okay. But Medicaid's going to say we want to know more than just how. If you're just asking for housekeeping, that's not a medical need. Is what Medicaid is going to say. And so they have a standard that's set up here, and basically a doctor is going to make this determination first. And so there's a form from Medicaid that needs to be filled out by the doctor, and they're going to evaluate these basic activities of daily living. So we have bathing. Are they able to clean oneself, perform grooming activities, shaving, brushing their teeth? Do they need a bath attendant? Are they a fall risk? Or dressing? Can they get dressed by themselves without struggling with buttons and zippers? And then eating. Are they able to feed themselves? Are they able to prepare their own meals? And so we have, are they able to transfer? Are they able to walk or move themselves from the bed to a wheelchair and then back again? And then toileting. Are they able to get on and off the toilet? And finally, continence. Are they able to control one's bladder and bowel functions? And so a doctor needs to evaluate those. And it doesn't have to be a need in all of those areas, but at least some of those areas. And then eventually, after Medicaid goes through the other test, Medicaid also for in-home care is going to send out a Medicaid nurse. And they're going to kind of re-verify, well, what are the needs of this participant? Do they have a medical need? And then what services would best meet those needs? And so that's one important part of a medical need. Especially a medical need is an important test for long-term care Medicaid, especially when we're talking about in-home care services. It's going to be similar for assisted living. Now, when we get to the question of medical need for nursing home, that's established another method through doctors and medical records and stuff. And that kind of goes on behind the scenes with the nursing home facility. So you don't have to worry about that so much. But especially on the in-home care, this is an important medical test before you can get Medicaid. Now, the second test is, do you meet the income test? And there's a lot of misunderstanding about this. There are various ways to calculate this. There's a income limit for a single person. There's a different income limit for a couple. And there's different ways that it's calculated. But in Idaho, if someone tells you that you're over income for long-term care Medicaid, they're kind of technically true, but really it just means that there's another step in the process and you can still qualify for Medicaid. So every year they change what that income limit is. But then what happens if you have more than that income? So let me give you an example. In Idaho, nursing home care costs between $9,000 and $10,000 a month. And let's say the income limit was $2,400 a month. Okay, so you have $2,500 a month of income. Can you pay $9,000 a month without help? Well, assuming you have a lot of savings, you could probably pay, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, do you have enough monthly income to pay $9,000 a month? And if the answer is no, well, then they might technically say you're over income, but you're not disqualified for Medicaid, because this long-term care Medicaid has another step. There's just another part of the process that you need to do, and then you can qualify for Medicaid still. So if you have $3,000 of income, but it costs $9,000 for the nursing home, and you apply for Medicaid, or you say, I wonder if I can apply for Medicaid, they say, oh, no, you're over income. Well, they're only telling you part of the story. You can still qualify for Medicaid. All right. And then the last one is, do you meet the asset test? Do you have too many assets? And federal and state guidelines favor couples, and there's several options that can help everyone to be able to preserve assets, especially for a couple when the well spouse is not in the nursing home. And there's lots of rules around that to help not impoverish the well spouse that's living in the community or that's living at home. So the asset test is a little bit complex, and so I'm going to go over some of those things in the next video. So thanks for watching. I'd like to hear what you think about this so far, and we'll see you in the next video.